Hello cactus and succulent growers, I'm Lynn and welcome to Desert Plants of Avalon, and in today's video I'm going to be potting up the 3 cuttings that I took from my Euphorbia mayurnanthanii, what a name, that I had to do an emergency rescue save on the other day. Now then guys, if you didn't see the video I put on the other day, then do go ahead and watch it either before this one, pause this and watch that, or watch it after that one if you want to. My beautiful Euphorbia mayurnanthanii, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, Clyde Morris, Morris Park in the Ozarks, he's a Euphorbia expert. Am I pronouncing it right? Let me know. Anyway guys, very happy because I took the cuttings from that plant that was rotting, and it has calloused over very, very nicely. I'm really pleased. I've got a tiny bit of rooting powder on it, which isn't a necessity, but I thought it may help it along a little bit. And I did mention in that video, when I go to pot these up, I'm going to show you how I do it. And should you have this happen to your Euphorbia and you've had to take emergency cuttings and you've let them callus, then it'll give you an idea how to do it here. So first of all, as I mentioned in the video I put on the other day, you have to make sure when you take Euphorbia cuttings, whether it's cuttings to propagate or whether it's, as in my case, an emergency rescue, you let the cut end fully dry and form this thick white hard callus before you plant it, and also protect your hands when you are taking the cuttings from the milky sap, because it can be very irritating. But as these are fully dry, and that's what it looks like when it's formed a big thick white crust, it's safe now to put into soil. Now, because they don't have roots, and especially because of the time of year, you know, it's November now and it's getting late in the year, it's really important that when you're potting up cactus cuttings that you use a very gritty, well-draining cactus soil. And I've actually used a bit of extra grit in this one because it's sort of more of a necessity for the time of year. I'm not going to be watering the cuttings anyway because I want to keep it dry, and then in the springtime I may introduce a bit of water just to slowly introduce the water, just to get it to encourage more rooting. It probably just sits in this soil now until the spring because of the time of year. But it's good I can pot it up so it can get itself a little bit, hopefully ahead of itself. Now what I've made here is 3 equal parts of a loam-based soil compost. In this case I've used John Innes number 2, a brand by Clover, because I love the quality of their John Innes. It's very good, mixed with horticultural sand and a horticultural grit at 3 equal parts. So it's very, very gritty, and as you can see it's very free flowing, so it's not wet or anything like that. Sometimes if I was potting up cacti and they had roots, and especially if it's spring and summer, slightly damp soil doesn't hurt, but it's important with these that the soil is totally dry. I've got the little pot here, and I've just covered up the big little drainage holes there with a bit of the plant mesh. And what I'm going to be doing is, and the reason why I'm using quite a shallow pot as well and not a deep pot is obvious reasons. It doesn't have roots, so this is just to get it to sit over the winter, and hopefully it will go into a bit of producing some roots in the following season in the spring. So literally just put about 1.5 inches of soil at the bottom there. And then what you want to do when you're potting up cuttings, the Euphorbia, and this is the same with cactus cuttings as well, the roots are going to come from the bottom here, and also possibly from these sides. You want to put it in at least 1 inch or so. So not only it supports and stays up on itself in the soil, but also the fact it's got enough soil around it to root, but not too much where it can rot. Because cactus cuttings and Euphorbia cuttings can still rot in dry soil over the winter if the humidity gets into the soil and there's too much soil around them. So that one is going in there. Throw a little bit of soil around that so it can stand up on itself. And then the next one, which are little shorter cuttings there. And then once this has rerouted itself, then obviously I'll pot it on into a deeper pot. So, and then just throw the soil around like that. So this is all I'm going to be doing, just keeping this now. I'll show you where I'm going to be putting it, because when these were callousing over, these cuttings, I did have them in a shady position, but still bright, but away from direct sun. So I didn't have them under the grow lights. But now I've got them potted up, I can give them a bit of a helping hand by putting them under the grow lights. The Euphorbia would not be going into our new greenhouse anyway, because it's a Euphorbia and they need winter warmth. So this is one I'd have to overwinter indoors anyway, so it's not going to matter. And the new greenhouse is coming at the end of this month, guys. Really excited. So it's going to be, the end of next week? Oh my golly, very excited. Anyway, enough for me waffling on. So that's really all you have to do. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be keeping this totally dry now until the spring next year. It's just going to sit in this pot. I'm going to put it under the grow lights, and it's just going to sit there. Now, the only time I'd probably give a little bit of water was if these cuttings started to show obvious signs of shriveling too much. I think there's enough energy in these cuttings to get through the winter, but if they were starting to shrivel too much, I would just gently spray the cuttings themselves, just to help them to not dry out too much, and maybe a wee bit at the surface of the soil, but I think they'd be absolutely fine. They're big chunky cuttings, so no problem. Euphorbia, mayurnanthanii. And this label was very lovely done by my wonderful friend Danny Rose. He did me a load of Euphorbia labels as well as other labels. So Danny, if you're watching this, thank you so much. And they look so nice and professional, much better than my handwritten labels. So here we go. That's that. And I'm going to show you where I'm going to take it downstairs and put it under the grow lights. Now, here I am with one of the tables with all of these, majority of these plants on this table will be going into the greenhouse when we get the new greenhouse. But this, as I mentioned, Euphorbia is one that's going to be overwintered anyway here. So I've made a bit of space for it here under the grow light there. Well, it's just going to sit. And the grow light will really give it a bit of an extra boost, and it may encourage it to root over the winter anyway. We'll see how it goes. I'm just so glad I was able to save this plant. So obviously not everyone has grow lights, so if you're having to take cuttings at this time of year, it is good if you can put it into a bright position, either a window or close to a window where it can get plenty of light. And this is Honey, our gorgeous cat. He always loves to be on camera, and he loves to be around the plants. And we do keep a close eye on him that he's safe and he doesn't hurt himself. But he's very nimble, and he just loves to chill out amongst the cacti and the succulents. He is just gorgeous. I have some of my succulents here, one of my crassulas coming into beautiful tiny little bloom here. They're winter bloomers, and another one there as well, little bloom. So it's nice to have some blooms on the plants at this time of year. Hey, what do you think, big Honey? Hey, he's gorgeous. He's the most gorgeous little boy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And for lots more tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Do follow me on Insta and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And don't forget to give this video a like. Leave a comment in the comments down below, even a heart or smiley face. And while I'm talking about comments, apologies for not getting on top of my comments recently. I have had a lot going on, busy as you can imagine, but I'll be catching up with you all soon. But thank you for your amazing support, guys. I want to wish you all an absolutely fantastic plant-powered day. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Honey.